2013, 0:50 and 38 seconds.
911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. It's like we're just pushing guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here and got chased to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Welcome back to Chalkline Crime and this educational video, but before we begin, we ask if you enjoy our content to please like and subscribe, as it greatly helps grow this channel, and don't forget to jingle that bell icon to be notified anytime we drop a new video. Now, without further ado, Chalkline Crime presents a deep dive into the disappearance of Brandon Lawson. What could possibly make a man abandon his truck on a desolate highway and vanish into thin air? This isn't a hypothetical question, but the chilling reality that unfolded on a fateful night in August 2013 in the heart of Texas. The man at the center of this enigma, Brandon Lawson, a hard-working oil field worker, a loving father of 4, and a man who suddenly found himself on a dark and lonely road to oblivion. Brandon wasn't just any man. He was a devoted family man, working tirelessly in the oil fields to provide for his partner, Lawson, and their 4 children. Life was tough, but Brandon was tougher. He was a man known for his resilience, his tenacity, and his undying love for his family. However, every life has its share of strife, and Brandon's was no different. On the evening of August 8, 2013, tensions flared. An argument erupted between Brandon and Ladessa, one that pushed Brandon to make a decision that would change everything. He decided to leave, to drive to his father's house in the dead of night, leaving behind his truck, his family, and the life he knew. Brandon's journey wasn't meant to be long. He was traveling from San Angelo to Crowley, a distance that should have been covered within a few hours. He left his home around 11:45 p.m. with only his truck as his companion. But as he drove down the desolate Highway 277, little did he know that this journey would be his last known whereabouts. His truck ran out of gas, leaving him stranded on the highway. And then Brandon Lawson, the hard-working father, the loving partner, the resilient man, simply vanished, leaving behind only questions and an eerie silence that echoed through the Texas night. But as the night progressed, what started as a simple drive would turn into a mystery that continues to baffle investigators. Imagine a call to the police, frantic and breathless, full of fear and desperation. That's exactly what dispatchers heard from Brandon Lawson. It was the wee hours of the morning on August 9, 2013, when the phone rang at the local Texas police station. On the other end was a voice, urgent, full of fear, and that voice belonged to Brandon Lawson. Brandon's call was a cry for help, his words tumbling out in a rapid, breathless stream. He spoke of being chased, of running into the woods, out of breath, and needing help. He mentioned that he was not armed. His voice was shaking, the terror palpable even through the static of the line. But as frantic as Brandon's call was, it was also shrouded in confusion. His words were rushed and at times hard to understand. His sentences were incomplete, cut off by his own panting breaths and the crackling interference of the phone line. A sense of urgency dominated his voice, adding a chilling layer of fear to the call. And then there were the sounds. Strange, unidentifiable noises echoed in the background of the call, adding to the mystery. Were they the sounds of Brandon's pursuers? Or perhaps the rustling of leaves as he stumbled through the woods? The origin of these sounds remains a mystery, much like the rest of Brandon's story. The call ended abruptly, leaving the dispatcher and later investigators with more questions than answers. The fear in Brandon's voice, the urgency of his words, and the strange noises in the background painted a haunting picture. But what exactly happened that night remains unclear. Brandon's 911 call was his last known contact with the outside world. It was a desperate plea for help that arrived too late. The fear, the urgency, the strange noises, all of these elements combine to create a chilling narrative that continues to baffle investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. After that call, Brandon Lawson would never be heard from again. With only a chilling 911 call as their guide, investigators were left to piece together the puzzle of Brandon's disappearance. With this cold lead in their hands, the law enforcement officers swung into action. They initiated their search, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that every second mattered. Their first port of call was the highway where Brandon had made his last known contact. There, they found his truck, abandoned and lonely, a silent witness to the mysterious circumstances that had unfolded. The truck was parked haphazardly, half on the road, half off, as if left in a hurry. The keys were missing, and the vehicle was out of gas, but there was no sign of a struggle, no physical evidence that could point them in any direction. It was as if Brandon had simply vanished into thin air. The officers combed through the surrounding areas, their eyes scanning the vast Texas landscape for any signs of Brandon. Search dogs were brought in, their noses trained to pick up the faintest scent. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their sharp eyes scanning the ground below. The search widened, stretching into the far corners of the county, every nook and cranny explored, every stone unturned. Despite the extensive efforts, not a trace of Brandon was found. Not a footprint, not a piece of clothing, nothing. It was as if the earth had swallowed him up. With each passing day, the hope of finding Brandon alive dwindled and the mystery deepened. The lack of physical evidence was perplexing. It was like a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces, a story with missing pages. The officers were diligent, their determination unwavering, but the clues were simply not there. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the investigation began to hit a brick wall. Leads ran cold, trails went dead, and the mystery of Brandon's disappearance remained just that, a mystery. Investigators were left scratching their heads, their initial confidence replaced by frustration and confusion. Despite their best efforts, the investigators were left with more questions than answers. Brandon's vanishing has sparked a whirlwind of theories, each more intriguing than the last. The mysterious circumstances surrounding his disappearance have left us with more questions than answers, and in our search for truth, we've stumbled upon a myriad of possibilities. One of the most prevalent theories suggests foul play. Some believe that Brandon may have encountered someone or something sinister on that lonely Texas road. This theory is fueled by the cryptic nature of his final 911 call, which some interpret as a plea for help amidst a dangerous situation. Yet concrete evidence supporting this theory remains elusive. Then, there's the possibility that Brandon got lost or injured in the wilderness. The rugged Texas terrain is not for the faint-hearted. It is vast, wild, and unforgiving. With the cover of darkness and the absence of familiar landmarks, one could easily lose their bearings. But if this was the case, wouldn't search and rescue teams have found him by now? Perhaps the most controversial theory is that Brandon voluntarily disappeared. Some speculate he may have chosen to walk away from his life, leaving behind a baffling 911 call as a red herring. Yet those who knew Brandon best find this theory hard to swallow. They insist he would never abandon his 4 children, throwing a shadow of doubt over this hypothesis. And then, there are theories that verge on the fantastical. Alien abduction, witness protection, even the possibility of him starting a new life in Mexico. But these are largely dismissed due to their lack of grounding in reality. In the end, all these theories are just that, theories. Each one is a piece of a puzzle that refuses to fit neatly together. None can be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, and none can be completely ruled out. This leaves us in a state of perpetual uncertainty, endlessly circling the truth but never quite reaching it. Each theory only adds to the enigma that is Brandon Lawson's disappearance. Years have passed since that fateful night, yet the mystery of Brandon Lawson's disappearance remains unsolved. Despite the relentless passage of time, the case continues to captivate the attention of investigators, armchair detectives, and the public at large, drawing us into its complex web of unanswered questions. Currently, the investigation into Brandon's vanishing is still active, albeit cold. Law enforcement agencies, along with private detectives hired by the Lawson family, persist in their efforts to uncover new leads. They sift through the intricate details of the case, hoping to stumble upon the elusive clue that could finally shed light on Brandon's fate. In the aftermath of his disappearance, a local deputy organized a search party and spent several hours investigating the area near Lawson's truck, but found no signs of Lawson. Friends and family of Lawson set up a Facebook page called Help Find Brandon Lawson, which as of 2022 had over 26,000 likes. On February 4, 2022, Lawson's family reported on the Help Find Brandon Lawson Facebook page that a search party had located clothing identified as Lawson's near his last known location, and that the Texas Rangers had subsequently conducted a search of the area and found human remains. DNA results are not complete as of December 2023, but the remains are expected to belong to Lawson. The impact of Brandon's sudden disappearance on his family and the community has been profound. His loved ones continue to endure the torment of not knowing what happened to him. His absence has left a void that nothing can fill, a constant reminder of the vibrant life that once was. His children have grown up without their father, his partner without her companion, and his parents without their son. Yet, in the face of such despair, the community has rallied together. Fundraisers and awareness campaigns have been organized, keeping Brandon's name alive and keeping hope kindled. In the midst of the darkness, the enduring spirit of unity and resilience shines through. The case has also sparked a widespread interest far beyond the small Texas town. Online forums and social media platforms buzz with theories and discussions about Brandon's case. Documentaries and podcasts delve into the intricate details, fueling a continued fascination and a collective determination to uncover the truth. Despite the passage of time, the hope for resolution remains undimmed. The enduring interest in the case, the tireless efforts of investigators, and the unwavering hope of his family all stand testament to this. The search for Brandon Lawson continues, as does the quest for answers. The vanishing of Brandon Lawson remains a haunting reminder of the mysteries that can lurk even in the most ordinary of places. If you have any information that could lead to solving what happened to Brandon, please contact the Texas Department of Public Safety at 512-424-5074, case number M1308005.